We got to do our series review, an extended version. This is the and I've got a piece of paper because Harsha, diligent note taker that he is, has 7 points to make. The first one he wants to talk about is India's batting and why their fourth innings collectively until today they had so much trouble batting late in a test match.
We saw this in South Africa. We saw this twice in this series. India should have chased that down in Edgbaston. India went to Southampton, had a 245. Tricky chase, no doubt. Every time India had a chase, there were 2 or 3 wickets down to start off. And so you're getting into a gettable chase with one arm behind your back. And I thought, even after that, at 125 for 3 chasing 245, India should have got those in Southampton. At 120 for 5 needing 180, 190 to win with Karthik batting alongside Virat Kohli, India should have got those runs in the first test match at Edgbaston. Yeah. So batting fourth is a big issue, and I think India need a lot more solidity. India have got a batsman who are the blue-eyed boys who've got a lot of flair, but the batting has been a letdown.
Something I was reading on social media, let's talk about Virat, is that you need almost like less Virat and more Rishabh Pant. You need people to complement and come around and work with your superstar. You've got the guy, Virat. You needn't change a jot. He's going to make, perhaps 100 international centuries or more. Who knows where he'll finish? But he needs people around him. Let's talk about Kohli. What's he got to do to find a way to bring some people through?
I mean, I did a blog on Crickbuzz some time back where I said if A happens and B happens and C happens, he might be the second to get 100 international hundreds. I don't know if on either side of him, he's got people who are comfortable where they are in life. Both Pujara and Rahane are very different in terms of temperament from Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli is, he loves the confidence. He's very confident. He loves the big scene. He struts around. He carries himself. He's a different personality. I think Pujara is a bit of a brooder. Rahane is a bit of a brooder. They're tough, solid people, but they're not outgoing like him. Maybe they need an arm on their back, not a kick up their backside. And I'd like to see Virat Kohli put an arm around those two and say, we'll take you along. Maybe that'll make the difference. But at the moment, there's far too much reliance on Virat Kohli. I don't know where he's going to finish because I just want to enjoy the journey. Like I did with the Dravids and Tendulkars, I'm going to enjoy the Kohli journey.
An enduring theme of our conversations throughout the series have been how enamoured we've been with India's seamers. We predicted it at the start. They delivered on our promise. They were brilliant. They don't deserve to be on the wrong end of a 4-1 scoreline. I feel as though they're good enough to go to Australia and cause a lot of problems. Do you agree?
They could, the ball swung for them here. I don't know how much it'll swing for them in Australia, but they have 2 really good hit-the-deck bowlers in Ishant Sharma and Jasprit Bumrah. If Shami can continue doing that little bit, if Pandya can come back to being the bowler, yes, they might. But for a long time, the bowlers have been seen as the workhorses, the batsmen are the glamour boys. I'd love the batsmen to look the bowlers in the eye and say, you know what, guys? We made the openings, we created the openings, we gave you every single wicket in South Africa, almost every single wicket in England. I would have liked a little bit more from you, but that was the big plus for me in the series. For once, Ishant Sharma showing what he's capable of. It's been a bit frustrating watching him. The continued growth of Bumrah, the fact that Shami is maybe regarded as a third seamer, but India have those. There's depth with Saini, with Mohammad Siraj, Bhuvneshwar Kumar will come back. I think fast bowling is in good hands. This was a wonderful time to be an Indian who's seen 110, 112 kilometers an hour bowlers opening the bowling for India in the days gone by.
In Test cricket, as it is in life, balance is everything. We saw the Indian team balance. It was volatile through the course of the series. Do you think they're better placed going with 6 specialist bats and trying to wring some overs out of one of those rather than going with the all-rounder, especially when they get to Australia?
You know, for years, India have played 6 batsmen, 4 bowlers and a keeper, and have been out in the field for 120 overs. One bowler struggles a little bit. There's only 3 bowlers left. They're bowled into the dust. By the time the third test starts, you don't have a bowler. And that's why Virat Kohli was so keen to play five bowlers. If the batsman had delivered, it would have been the perfect balance. But the balance has gone all awry because the 5 batsmen are not delivering. And so India have had necessarily to go back to 6. Find someone in the 6 to bowl. Is that someone Hanuma Vihari? I don't know. I mean, great off spinners have struggled in Australia. I don't know if Hanuma Vihari is that 6th person for you who will bowl a little bit. But at the moment, because the batsmen don't bowl and the bowlers don't bat, India's balance will always be a problem.
Well, we got lucky through this series to watch 2 ageing champion fast bowlers, Anderson and Broad. At different times through the series, both were unplayable. I reflect on that spell that Broad bowled at Lords and Jimmy about 17 times through the series. Every time he got the ball.
5 for 20 at Lords.
Yeah, precisely. A few words just on how lucky we are to see these 2 great English bowlers, especially in their own backyard.
Yes, I mean, what Anderson 564, Broad 432, 33. They're knocking on 1,000 wickets between them. The comparable to me is Who can we look at? Walsh and Ambrose?
Yeah.
Walsh and Ambrose, two quality bowlers, not much support around them or changing support around them. But these two showed the difference in class. I know we've talked about Ishant and Bumrah as quality players, but I thought Anderson and Rod, every time wickets were needed, they came up. They had good support from Ben Stokes. You look at Ben Stokes, he'll say, how many wickets did he take? But he'd come in and nip one out. He'd come in and nip a couple out here and there. In the first test, he took 4, but he's fantastic backup. And Anderson and Rod.
I've reached a point where I can't read your handwriting anymore, Harsha. But what I will ask you about, is preparation. I want to ask you about white ball and red ball preparation. India did not play enough red ball cricket before the start of this series, and I think it did show, at least initially. Is there room in the international schedule to ensure that teams, when they come to foreign conditions like India did with England, have at least 2 or 3 proper, serious first-class games?
Yes, and that's something that was asked of Virat Kohli as well. And he said it depends on the kind of conditions you get, it depends on the kind of opposition you get, and sometimes that's not good enough. Virat Kohli is talking about preparation for Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli was made to be somebody else. Not everybody is a Virat Kohli. I think there's some others who would like those 2 matches in, because preparation is the key. We saw that in South Africa. India were undercooked, lost 2 test matches, won the 3rd. India came here. What we were told was there's so much time in England before we will be very, very prepared by the time the first test starts. We learnt, if we didn't know already, that white ball preparation does absolutely nothing for red ball cricket. And this series was a celebration of red ball cricket. White ball cricket just does not prepare you for red ball cricket. It might prepare Virat Kohli, but it does not prepare everybody else. And I think going ahead, we need to look at the fact that the 10 others in the side need serious preparation before. I also believe the ICC must make it mandatory on all the member countries to give their visiting sides 2 good games against good opposition on good surfaces, and we'll get better contested test series.
Here. I think you said it well before. This was a celebration of red ball cricket. It absolutely was. It was perhaps the most competitive series on these shores since 2005. Forget about the 4-1 scoreline. A lot to take out of this for India. And that's the end of our series review, and in turn, the end of what's been an absolutely delightful series of Cricket Buzz at Stumps. Harsha, I've loved working with you. You're such a pro. It's great becoming a mate of yours, and I can't wait to host you in Australia in a couple of months.
I look forward to that. I think Australia's got something to live up to, because here in England they love Test cricket so much. They'll applaud a maiden over. This is the real home of Test match cricket. I don't know for how long. I don't know whether it'll be around next year when we come back with the same passion. But watching cricket here was great fun. And can you imagine an Indian and an Aussie speaking about a series in England? It was great fun. I actually got, the Aussies got me to learn red wine. I got an Aussie to wear a tie. We won't in Australia.
The passion that you're hearing through the videos will be back, of course, in November when India do arrive in Australia. Until then, farewell for Cricket Buzz on Stumps. Adam Collins and Harsha Bogle. We'll catch you soon.